Y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a demo, wear test, review, chatty chat about the newest release from Nars, which is the Nars Radiant Longwear, the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. They always manage to get me tripped up with the names of their foundations. So this was recently released on the Nars website and in Sephora, and I think everywhere Nars is sold. I think you can probably pick it up now, and I picked it up in the shade Caracas, which is one of the newest extensions of the shade range, which I'm very, very, very impressed with. Nars already had 20 shades in all of their foundation lines, and they just extended it to 33, which is pretty fantastic. So I will give my thoughts on the foundation and how I apply it, what kind of primer I use, what my preferences are, what my skin type is, what I look for in a foundation. We'll go into all of that in the video. So if you are interested to see about this foundation that I'm wearing today, which I absolutely adore, then you can just keep watching. Yay! Okay, so we are trying out the newest foundation release from Nars, and this is the, what is it called? Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is it here. Super exciting. So, first things first, let's talk about it. We are not in the wig today because we have a little hair growing. Do you see? So, we're pretending it's at pixie cut level. It is not quite there yet, but it's coming along. And honestly, I just can't be bothered with the wig right now. Like, it's super cold outside, and I'm going to be leaving the house in a little bit to hang out with my parents. We're gonna go do some shopping or whatever, but excuse me. It's so early this morning. So we're going to do a little bit of shopping today. And I just don't feel like fooling with the wig. And I haven't in a couple days. Like, I usually mostly wear it to go out and to film. So no wig today. So we are here to test this foundation, and I'm excited. So it is the newest release from Nars. And here's the thing. Nars has always been very brown girl friendly. Like, they've always had a ton of brown girl shades. Like, I don't like to talk about shade ranges that don't have something at least like 3 to 4 colors deeper than me, and really that's not enough. But Nars has always done a really good job of trying to be inclusive and having those deeper, darker shades, which I fully appreciate. And they have deeper, darker shades that aren't just orange, which is banana. So they have a lot of golden and neutral, and so that's a wonderful thing. Now, for me personally, I've always, I'm more of a neutral undertone. And really, if someone looked at my skin, they probably would say I was a little more golden, but I prefer a neutral to a slightly warmer undertone in my foundations. And so Nars has always leaned really yellow in their undertones, which has worked for me a good majority of the time. Like, I adore Nars. But as of late, I've liked a little more warmth in my foundation undertone. So with that being said, not that they listen to me, but they listen to somebody, and they always had like about 20 shades in their shade range, which was amazing. But Nars decided that wasn't enough, and I appreciate them for that. So they added 13 more in-between shades to their foundation shade, or to their shade range. So I have always been either Cadiz or Macao, and honestly, a mixture of the two was my perfect shade. But more recently, they released two shades in between Cadiz and Macao. They released Bellum and Caracas, I believe it's called. And so I actually ended up picking up Caracas. And you guys, this I think is my perfect shade. So I would love to see them release the additional shades in their previous formulas as well, because I really want to try Sheer Glow. But now I don't want to try nothing if it's not in this color, because this color is so great. So the longest introduction of life, I realize, but I'm just really excited about this foundation. So I have tried it once already, so this isn't a typical first impression video. I tried it the other day, but I wanted to try it again with a different primer. So this foundation is called the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I will read you what it says. Okay, so this foundation, there we go. This foundation, on the Nars website, the description says, introducing Nars' first 16-hour foundation that stays turned on by the power of radiance, untraceable, unstoppable, unlike anything else. Longwear is finally lightweight and radiant. High coverage is now supernatural. It's breathable. Fade-resistant formula is infused with raspberry, apple, and watermelon extracts to help smooth and improve the look of your skin instantly and over time for full powered radiance. It wears longer, stays stronger, and looks better with each hour. Specialized skin matching technology ensures your truest match. Your future looks radiant with Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. It's ideal for medium full, buildable coverage for all skin types, and it has a natural radiant finish. And it has a bunch of claims: transfer resistant, sweat resistant, fade resistant, non-drying, paraben free, alcohol free, oil free, fragrance free, dermatologist tested, and non-comedogenic. So that's super awesome. I like everything it says. Now, when I did try the foundation this previous time, I only worn it one other time. When I think radiance, I think glowy and dewy. It is not that. And reviews I've seen says it starts out kind of a natural finish, which is more like a natural matte almost finish. But that as you wear throughout the day, it does get glowier throughout the day. I did not notice that, but I think it was the primer that I was using. So initially I used the Hourglass Mineral Veil foundation primer, and I use that underneath. So if you are an oily girl and you want it to stay a little bit more matte, I do recommend using it with that foundation. With that primer. I, as you guys know, have grown to love a bit more of a dewy, radiant, glowy finish. And so I'm going to try it again with a different primer and with a beauty sponge, because previous I did use it with a brush. I have moisturized my face, did all my skincare, oils, all the whatnot. And so now we're going to go in with the primer. So I'm today going to use this little sample that I'm still working with, the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. So I'm going to use this because I don't use this a ton. I do really like it, but I find that it is almost too glowy for me. So I'm wondering if the two of these together is going to make for the perfect combination. So we're going to go in with that. I would really like to put this on a brush. Okay, so we're going to use our Morphe G1 brush to apply this primer. So I'm just going to do this right, can you see? Right to the brush. And I've already done my brows, as you can see, because they ain't quite right yet. I am going to get them microbladed. I'm so excited about getting them microbladed, but apparently I have to wait till 6 months after chemo because I want to get them done like yesterday. I hope the lighting today is okay because I'm filming so early and this room gets so much more sun than I realized. It's a lot of sun in that window there. But there we go. So we have primed. The other thing that I noticed is that in general, my pores right here are just a little more visible than I prefer. Now, I don't know what that's about, to be completely honest with you. But I'm going to use a little bit of the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, just a little bit right here, and see if that helps. And this has been with any foundation. And I don't love to be super dewy right here on my cheeks. It just makes me look a little oily, so we're gonna put that right there. Ignore this pinky finger. I actually polished my nails because I could finally. And then of course this chipped in like the biggest way possible. And I'm gonna just go ahead and shake this up. I used 2 pumps the last time with the brush. And so I think I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna just do 1 pump on one side and 1 pump on the other side and blend it out with the Beauty Blender. The brush gave a beautiful, very full coverage, gorgeous finish. It just was a little more coverage than I wanted for a day-to-day kind of situation. I should probably mention, number one, I am normal skin, kind of all over. And also, I prefer a light to medium coverage these days. As we can tell, my skin is actually looking pretty good. So I like a light to medium foundation. So we're going to just pump out 1 pump to start. And 1 pump is really pretty tiny, you know. But we're going to do this all over this side of the face. Get some good coverage, maybe. I'm hopeful with the Beauty Blender that I'm really gonna dig what's happening here. What time is it? Okay. Yeah, I think I like it with the Beauty Blender better. Now, I will say if you want a fuller coverage, the brush is gonna be much better for you. You know what I'm saying? But it was, I mean, it wasn't like double wear coverage, but it was pretty medium coverage, you know? And I just felt like it was so much for just like the one errand I was doing that day. But I really like this finish with the Beauty Blender with the Becca First Light underneath. So let's go ahead and do the other side. And can we talk about this color match? I really hope this is not washed out because of the sunlight. But if it is, my bad. But also, I'm telling you, it's the most beautiful color ever. You know, for me. Like, Nars actually added a little bit of warmth in this color palette, and it's just phenomenal. Oh, see, I love this. Now, they say it's transfer resistant, which would be great. I didn't really test that the last time. And see, oh, this is so great. Let me just finish my thought. It would be great if it was transfer resistant because it is just balls freezing outside right now. I think it's actually 5 degrees and the wind chill is like minus 15 or 17 or something uber ridiculous. And so there's scarves and, you know, all this other situations that I'm contending with. And it just annoys me so much when I get foundation all over my scarf and my coat and all this jazz. So that's number one. So it would be great if it was transfer resistant. Number 2, applying it with a Beauty Blender is my favorite thing. Like, I love this. It looks radiant. Now that could be the Beauty Blender and the Becca backlight filter, backlight filter combined, but there's definitely a glow happening, you know what I'm saying? Which is absolutely what I'm into. And honestly, if it got a little glowier throughout the day, I'd be okay with it. That's the one thing I noticed with the brush and the Hourglass. It didn't get glowier throughout the day. Like, I may have had it on for about 6 hours, which isn't terribly long, but I was hoping by hour 2 I would get more glowy, but I did not. I was still the same matte. So if that's the look you're looking for, if that's the look that you're looking for, it is highly achievable, at least on my normal skin, with that combination, the Hourglass primer and the foundation. But with this Becca backlight, if you're dry to normal, if you're dry, you're gonna love it. If you're normal and you like more glowy, this might be it. I mean, we're gonna wear it throughout the day and see. But yeah, I'm into it. Well, on this lens, I'm as zoomed in as I'm gonna get, but I'm going to crop the picture so we can get really close up and you can take a look at my skin. Okay. So I am going to go off camera and finish the rest of my makeup, and then we'll come back and finish this up. I am going to do some check-ins later. That's why I started so early. So there's that. Okay, y'all. So this is the finished look. I just threw a little bronzer on my crease and added some lashes, which, you know, they'll do for now. I'm probably going to take them off, I'll be honest. Because it ain't a lash kind of day. But we just, you know, added some concealer, bronzer, highlight, blotty, little lip. And this is what we got. And I am still very much into the finish of this foundation. Number one, we'll just talk about the things I love. Number one, the color match, I think, is just really, really great. Kudos to you, Nars. In this world of makeup launches that are either uber inclusive or not inclusive at all, Tarte, I'm looking at you. Looking at you. It's just really remarkable to see a brand who has consistently been inclusive to become even more inclusive. So I really applaud you, Nars, for that. So number one, the color range, the color selection I chose, I absolutely adore. Number two, the finish is very beautiful. Now, I think that does have a lot to do with the primer and the technique. The primer I used today was the Becca Backlight Filter and backlight filter, and I applied it with a sponge. My previous use of the foundation, I applied it with the Hourglass Mineral Veil foundation, and I used a brush. Now, if you're interested in a more matte, more full coverage experience, I will go with that route. If you're looking for, like I am, a bit more radiant, glowy finish, I will use the sponge and a more radiant primer, because I absolutely love this today, more so than I did the other day. Right now, it is 10:32. And I'm all done with my makeup. Like I said, I'm gonna just do a little shopping with my parents today, and then that's pretty much the highlight of my day. And then I'm gonna come home and rest a bit. So I will be around for sure to do some updates, is the plan. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye. Hey y'all, welcome back. So it is now time for the check-in. It is 2:30. So I've had this foundation on now for like 4 hours. And I think it's holding up pretty well. I would say, I'm like checking the viewfinder and this mirror that I have. It's holding up well. I do see a little more radiance kind of peeking through, especially just kind of like up in this area, which is totally fine by me. Like I would not blot at this stage. This is just fine. I was outside. It's really, really cold out. But even though it's really cold, it's also incredibly sunny outside right now. So I had sunglasses on, so there is a little mark here from my sunglasses, which, you know, which is life. So I purposely just didn't take them off once I put them on so I wouldn't have 30 sunglass marks, but that is that. So I'm, you know, don't really care about that much. Other than that, it seems to have worn pretty well. I did check my scarf. I didn't see any foundation on my scarf. I was looking for it too, but I still just have such a hard time believing that it actually is transfer resistant, but that would be awesome if it was. But I will, you know, keep looking into that. I didn't have the fullest coverage around my jawline here, which is actually where I need more coverage if I'm going to have it, but I just don't really bother. But it looks about the same, so it doesn't really look disturbed in any area, like it had rubbed completely off or anything. So So far, so good. It seems to be holding up. I'm very pleased because my experience last time wasn't as great. So I will check back in a few hours, which I think we'll probably call that my final check-in, so I'm not at this all night long. So I will see you guys in just a little bit. Okay, bye. Okay, y'all, we are back for our final check-in, and so right now it is 6:35. So I've had this foundation on for, like exactly 8 hours. So that's pretty cool. I'm just like kind of checking the mirror here and the viewfinder. I'm definitely glowy, but it's not too much. Like, it's not so much that I feel like a oil slick or, super greasy. It actually seems to have held up pretty well. I don't have any additional kind of breakdown. It doesn't seem like it only slightly has settled in my smile lines, which could be easily alleviated with just kind of, dabbing. Like, if I were to blot right now, I bet it would blot away the excess that's, kind of in my smile lines. But it's definitely not bad. I've had far worse creasing with other formulas. So that's pretty good. My bronzer and blush are still intact. So, I mean, my lip is gone, but what are you going to do? So overall, it's pretty good. I mean, honestly, at this point, I would maybe, like, if I was going to do something, I would maybe either just blot with a piece of paper, like a blotting paper, or, a really thin ply piece of toilet paper. I would just blot the excess oil, or I would grab my Charlotte Tilbury powder and just add a little bit, probably right there. Yep. And then just a little bit right there, because I like a little bit of the glow. But just right, when I get too dewy right here, then I start to just look plain old oily. You know what I mean? So I would just do that, and that would be it. Like, I would just kind of carry on with my day. So that was the easiest fix of life. I mean, this powder is amazing, but I could have done the same thing with some blotting paper and been fine. So overall, I really, really am digging this foundation. And I'm so glad I tried it a second time with some different primers and different methods. Because usually, like, on first application, I know if I'm going to love it or hate it. And I didn't hate this foundation on first application by any means, but I wasn't loving it. And, I'm off work, so if I'm going to spend my coins, I need to be loving it at first bite pretty much. But I didn't with this one, but I did see a few videos where people were trying it with different primers, and that seemed to remedy any issues they had with it. And that was definitely the way to go for me. So I'm so excited that I picked it up. And yeah, I'm going to be rocking this for a minute. I will say the color match being so perfect really also had a lot to do with me not throwing it away. I was like, maybe there's a way I can make this work, because just the color is so perfect, and I'm so excited and proud of Nars for like extending their shade range, especially in this climate when, some foundations, some brands out here acting like they didn't know that we existed. So whatever. So anyway, I'm very excited. I'm definitely going to continue to wear this foundation and continue to give it some love. It definitely is something that I could see myself wearing more often than not. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I know. So that's it for this video. I would ordinarily, beyond saying thank you for watching, because obviously that can never be said enough, but ordinarily right here, I would insert my most recent upload here, and perhaps a little area for you to subscribe to my channel right here. But I got a letter this morning from YouTube that if you do not have, I think, 4,000 hours of watch time and at least 1,000 subscribers, I don't know if those options will be available to me anymore. So if they're not, that's a bummer. If they are, then you'll see them. But definitely if they're not, please subscribe. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. And y'all, I got a box of stuff over here that is just, I'm looking at it. it's just waiting to get into one of your hot little hands. So if we, you know, hit 1,000 at some point, I'm happy to pick a winner and send it on out. But we got to hit 1,000. So there's that. So don't let the box of lovely, beautiful makeup sit in the corner by itself. It would like a friend. I would like to give it a friend. So maybe hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing, for sticking around. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.